Hello everybody and welcome to this edition of KMVT Sports. My name is Josh and I would like to welcome you to the Chester F.A. Walt Memorial Gymnasium, where today we have the Palo Alto Vikings up against our hometown Mountain View Spartans. Got an exciting match for you today. All eyes are going to be on Tessa Hunter, Andisha Turner, Miley Kopp, some of the hometown favorites there. Warming up in practice, you could tell these Palo Alto Vikings are no joke. They can play with the best of them, and they have. In fact, their overall record is 13-4. They are 2-1 in the league. Mountain View is 1-1 in the league. So this is for, I believe it's going to be 4th and 5th place in the league. Back to serve for Mountain View and Andisha Turner. And that's how our game starts right there. The ball doesn't even get back over the net. So first point's going to go to Mountain View. And Andisha will sit back and serve once again. Nice jump serve. A little pushover. And that one's just out of bounds. Barely on the line there, but called out of bounds. So first point goes to, the second point here will go to the Vikings. Back to serve, Sophie Mize. Tessa Hunter that time would like that ball back. And the reason I say people's eyes are on Tessa Hunter, and for one good reason, it's every time I watch the Mountain View Spartans play, Andisha Turner is the spark plug for this Mountain View team. If she's on fire, everyone's in it. Everyone's having a good time on the Mountain View side. So I'm going to watch for Tessa Hunter to get hot at some point. Back to serve for Mountain View. That would be Mallory, excuse me. Except that one went out of bounds. So the ball goes back over to the Viking side. And on the Viking side, we have Mina Lee Huang Bartlett. Another important player to watch today for the Palo Alto Vikings. And that point goes over to Mountain View. Lydia Weeks. Captain here's got a jump serve going. And that was inside. They just let it fall. That was Izzy Pye who just looked at the ball as it hit the ground. Lydia Weeks waits for the ball again. A couple games ago, Lydia Weeks was named player of the match. And that time, ball goes into the net. So, Vikings will take over. And I see Jess Watanabe is back to serve. Great block, better recovery. Pushover for Tessa Hunter. Got a good volley going here. Here comes the spike. Good block. The ball falls to the floor, and that point goes to the Vikings. Jess Watanabe is back to serve again. She is actually the ace server for the Vikings. Nobody has more aces on this team than Jess. Yeah, it looked like Sophia Yang lost track of the ball. And Jess Watanabe assumed that she was going to go get it. So that point goes over to Mountain View. And back to serve this time is going to be Alex Sakamoto. Slam dunk that time. That was Anika Chapin who showed off a lot of agility with that jump. She knew exactly where she wanted to go with that ball. Back to serve this time is Risha Suvarna. Point goes to Mountain View. Tessa Hunter back to serve. And that's an ace. That'll bring the home team up 7-6. Great save that time. Good pancake. That looked like it was hit by a foot. Couldn't tell. The refs didn't call it. Point Mountain View. Although the Vikings looked a little confused on that volley there. Tessa Hunter back to serve again. The dig, the set. The set again. Mallory tried to go for the spike, but it just went out just barely on the line. And now we have a timeout. So here we have the home team, 8-7 against the Palo Alto Vikings. We'll be right back. Back here at the Chester F.A. Wall Memorial Gymnasium here in beautiful Mountain View, California. It's a beautiful day outside, although you wouldn't know it because we are inside for some girls action volleyball. My name is Josh, and I'm blessed to be here with this crew, an amazing crew tonight. Back to serve for the Vikings was Hannah, and that'll go down as an ace. Point Vikings. I'm sure Hannah would like to keep that up. Let's see if she can do it. Pushover. Trying to catch the Vikings off guard. They were all over it. Not that time. And Mallory is hyped up. She is feeling it. I'll tell you on my sheets, number 13 is not Mallory, it's Miley Kopp. However, I know that's not Miley Kopp. Miley Kopp and her sister are both on this team. Addie and Miley. Back to serve right now is Emmy Commander. She's going to be replaced by Mia Delgo, who's excited to get in this game. Mia is a sophomore. This is her first year on varsity. And the set. That right there. That right there, that is Miley Kopp. That's an ace from Mia Delgo. She's a happy camper. Palo Alto's here to play. Mallory boots it over, tries to pancake on the floor, no go. Another point for the home team. We're up to 12-8. Palo Alto doesn't like it. They don't like what they see. They're gonna have to take a timeout. And so will we. We'll be right back. Back to action here in Mountain View. And another ace from Mia Delgo. As I was saying, this is the first year for Mia on the varsity team. And the varsity squad is very happy to have her. A little too strong that time. Off the hands of Mina. And now we go back to Mia. A little too strong for Mia that time. That point will go to Palo Alto. We are at 14-9, although the scoreboard here is a little wrong. This is 15-8. Good save, but that's not going to help. That's a little too many touches. Point to the home, or to the guests. Back to serve once again. Annika Chapin. And the refs are conferring. They're talking about the scoreboard being 14-10, and we have that updated correctly. 14-10 it is. The Vikings are here to play. Good dig out that time. Just a pitch over. And spike a little too hard that time for Mallory. And you can see the Vikings are crawling back into this. It's 12-14 now. Barely pushed over that time. And now that they're crawling back into it, Mountain View doesn't like what they see. They're going to need to take a timeout. And so will we. We'll be right back right after this. The Mountain View team is riled up. They're ready to get going. Could not let that one go. They tried as hard as they could for the Vikings. They're digging deep. Mina with the slam. Try again. Point goes to the Vikings. And a good hit that time. Let's give credit to where credit is due. Mina Lee Hwang Bartlett, number 6 for the Vikings, Palo Alto side. She's the only freshman in this game. And she creates highlights after highlights. She was made for this game. She absolutely loves it. She does a great job. There she is right there again with the spike. Mallory brings one back. The set. Pushed over. Good dig. Palo Alto with the point. I can see Mountain View is arguing. But they're not going to win this argument. Back to service, Sophie. Sophie Mize with her jump serve. Saves it there. Back to Mina, who has a little too strong of a hand that time. I think she jumped up a little too fast. You know, when you time it right, you can get it down a little bit lower, but she got it there a little too early. Hit it a little too hard. Substitution coming in is Kendall Wynn. Goes back to serve it. Kendall Wynn, also a sophomore, 5'5". Mountain View happy to have her around. That one looked like it was out. The ref is calling it in. That's going to be a point for Palo Alto. Mountain View is not happy with the refs. Great serve from Mina. The set. Tessa Hunter. She needed to get back, and she did. Lydia Weeks back to serve this time. Lydia as a senior. Barely over the net, but it's still good. The set. Opposite hitting, good save. Another set. Another save. And a big celebration that time. And we got a timeout. Score is 18-15. Mountain View Spartans, they're on fire. We'll be right back. Back here at the Chester F.A. Walt Memorial Gymnasium, where the home team is up 18-15. Referees calling players back onto the court. Lydia Weeks prepared to get this game started. Next volley's up. Vikings hit. Great block that time by Tessa Hunter. Palo Alto wasn't ready for it. That's not going to keep the Vikings down. They're going to come back. 19-15 is the home team up. Lydia Weeks to the serve. Mina's not in this game right now. That was actually Izzy Pye, who would really like that ball back. There's Tessa Hunter. When she catches fire, this team starts scoring like crazy. They're a dangerous team. They really often beat themselves, but every time I watch Mountain View, they can either beat themselves up or they can take control. Another block that time, although I believe the ball was hit into the net. Couldn't tell from that angle. I think it was Hannah Ruin who was trying to hit that ball over. Could be wrong. Good save that time by the Vikings. Another block. A double block that time. Couldn't tell whose hand it hit. I think it was Emma Tallmander. It was both Emmy and Tessa Hunter who were both jumping up to block that one. It's a double block. Jousting amongst themselves. Point Palo Alto. And the serve.
One pass, one pass.
Vikings put their best server back there. Point Mountain View. Right near the line. Coming into the game for Mountain View, Alex Sakamoto. Back to serve. She's got a big following here at Mountain View High School. Lots of people cheering her on here in the crowd. There comes Tessa. And there's the spike. The crowd goes wild. 25-16. Mountain View's gonna take the first set, and we're gonna be back with the second one right after this. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Chester F.A. Walton Memorial Gymnasium, getting ready for game number 2 here in this match between the Palo Alto Vikings and the Mountain View Spartans. Game 1 went to the Spartans, who started off a little bit slow, but started picking up the pace towards the end there. Palo Alto's definitely got a lot of fight in them, and I expect to see a lot of that coming in this game right here. Back to serve. Sophie Mize. And we're on. Great pitch over. And the spike back to Bria Cook. Cambria Cook was definitely a, she's a senior, she's 5'11". Last year, she was one of the favorites for our crew. You can tell in her face she's got a lot of fire in her. And 2 players that time diving for the ball. And that left nobody open to where the ball was headed. So that point's going to go over to the Vikings. We are tied up 1-1, and back to serve is Hannah Ruan. Point Mountain View that time. Great spike. Palo Alto is definitely the younger team of the two, with fewer seniors, more sophomores, and even a freshman on their team, which you don't see too often. Mountain View definitely has a lot more seniors this year. Good dig that time. Set up. The ball was barely hit over by Tessa Hunter, but just enough to confuse the Vikings. They were not ready for that one. Back to serve, Kendall Wynn. Game on. Trying to catch the Spartans off by surprise. Good spike. And that was enough. That's going to do it. I believe that was Sophia. And back to serve. Jess Watanabe. Nope. They're taking it over. They're giving it over to Anika Chapin. Chapin's also a senior, one of the few seniors we have on this Palo Alto team. She saved it that time. Spike that time. Hit it over to the left side of number 3, Risha, who was not able to corral that ball. Back to serve right now is Lydia Weeks. Clears the net. The hometown goes crazy for Amy Tomander, who was able to block that ball. Lydia Weeks to serve again. Points, Palo Alto. There's a double touch that time. Five to 3. Mountain View Spartans over the Palo Alto Vikings. Looks like we had a substitution. Coming back to serve is Risha, excuse me. Risha's a junior. She would like that serve back. Alex Sakamoto back to serve for Mountain View. Not this time. Had a little bit more of a downspin. Didn't quite get the oomph on it she wanted. Travel through the air into the net and point to Palo Alto, who now brings in number 9, Evie Kramer. Evie Kramer's a 5'10" senior. Tessa Hunter. Every time they give her the ball, she goes crazy. She's ready and willing to take this game over as she gets back for her serve. 7-4, Mountain View Spartans. Millie Kopp is now in the game, taking over the hitter position. Tessa Hunter tried diving for that one, but couldn't do it, and that goes to the Vikings. Jess Watanabe with the ball. Again, no one on this team has more aces than Jess. That time the ball just went a little too far, maybe a foot past the line. Good call by the Mountain View Spartans to hold off on that one. Mia Delgo who had a few aces in the last game, now comes and serves during this set. And let's see which kind of magic she can bring to this. Not that time. Point Palo Alto. Good call not to hit that one. Back to serve for the Vikings. Sophie. Sophie mainly plays backcourt. A little confusion that time between the setter and the hitter. Millie Kopp did not want to take over that position when the ball was flying right at her. So that point goes to Palo Alto. Point goes to Mountain View that time. Indisha Turner just took it over. She's going back to serve right now. She is also one of the leaders on this team. One of the senior voices. Whoa. Playing a little trickery. You had me confused that time, but not Palo Alto. They're not confused. Looks like we got a timeout on the floor. 9-8, Mountain View Spartans. We'll be back. Back here at the Chester F. Awalt Memorial Gymnasium in beautiful Mountain View, California. The home team is up 9-8. That is a very slim margin. Serving was Hannah, and she served an ace. The Vikings with smiles on their faces. Let's see if Hannah can do it again. Sophomore, 5'5". She did it again. Mountain View feels ill-prepared, and a big smile on Hannah's face. Again, this is a young Palo Alto team, but they do have a very good record. In fact, they have a better record than Mountain View. Mountain View would like to take the win tonight, but they're going to have to fight for it. It will not come easy. Going back to serve is Kendall Wynn for the Mountain View Spartans. The fight starts now. Try to cross court, cutting on that spike, but didn't work quite the way she planned. A little too far out. That point goes to Palo Alto, who are now taking the lead 11-10. You kind of expected that to happen at some point. Point Mountain View that time. Good coordination, trying to keep the defense on their toes. Lydia Weeks back now for Mountain View. Lydia Weeks, she may be the shortest of them all, but that's an ace right there for Lydia Weeks. Lydia Weeks, she's got some fight in her. She's got some of the biggest energy packed into that little frame. Good save that time by Indisha. We'll push over, nobody there to catch it. That's Mallory. Lydia back one more time. Palo Alto with possession. Sophie spikes it right into the net. And that point goes to Mountain View. Palo Alto's gonna need a timeout. They're gonna need to talk it over and see what's gonna happen next. They get 1 minute, and so will we. Will be right back. Back in Mountain View, getting out of the timeout. Vikings head coach Chris Crater didn't like what he saw. He wanted to get the team together, huddle up, give them a breather, get them focused and all on the same page together. Let's see what they can do. That's a good start right there. Anika Chapin going cross court, finding an open hole and making the Spartans pay. Back to serve now for the Vikings, Risha Suvarna. Great save that time by the Vikings. Got a good volley going here. Tessa trying to spike it. Double touch by the Vikings gives the point to Mountain View. And coming in to serve is Alex Sakamoto. Every time she comes into the game, I can hear people cheering off to the side. She's definitely a crowd pleaser. Ready for Tessa that time. Min finding an open hole on this side. Good cover by Lydia Weeks. Goes off the top beam. Disha Turner with the quick turnaround here. Whoa, great spike that time. Evie Kramer. Spiking the ball over and getting another point scored for the Vikings. Back to serve for the Vikings is Evie herself. I don't know how that ball got through, but Amy Tomander was able to sneak that ball through into an open hole, threading the needle through the blockers. Tessa Hunter here to serve. Works in backcourt. There was a whistle blown here and a conversation going on between the head coach of the Vikings and the That point win to Mountain View, and back to serve right now is Tessa Hunter. 17-13 on the board. Min's spike was blocked that time by Andisha Turner, except her hand came over the top, and that means it's a point for the Palo Alto Vikings. Disha Turner. Little Miss Turner just kept spiking the ball back and forth. She didn't need no set. She had the other team to set it for her. She just kept spiking it, putting it down in their face. And now Palo Alto needs to take a breath just like I do. So we'll be right back right after this. Back in Mountain View. Our timeout is over. 14-18, the home team, Mountain View Spartans over the Palo Alto Vikings. Back to serve, Mia Delgo. Hit it out on her last serve. Barely cleared the net that time. Cambria Cook, ecstatic about that one. And Mia back to serve again. The two players going for it that time. Still was able to clear the net. Good pancake save there. No, not going to be able to save that one. It's a good try, good valiant effort, but that point is going to go to the Vikings. Coming in, Sophia, replacing Mina. Sophia's back to serve. Sophia Mize, number 11. Millie with the spike. Good save that time by Turner. Hunter, excuse me. Turner's the setter here on the Mountain View side. Just barely inside the line. I'll tell you what, these Vikings, they're fighting hard to get their points. That was well earned. Good set, Millie with the hit, save, spike by the Vikings. Millie Kopp hit the ball over and Vikings were not ready for it. It looked like that was Sophia Yang who was not able to handle it. And the ball came flying right at her. Back to serves Turner. A good no hit by Izzy that time. Izzy Pye, who's now leaving the game. So that Hannah Ruwan can come in and serve. The set. Miley with the spike. The set. Lydia Weeks came in from the back trying to save that ball but could not. Ended up diving underneath the net. Hannah Ruwan to serve again. Point Mountain View. Did not see the foul that time, but the ump did.
Let's go, Kendall.
18-21, the home team. Kendall Wynn back to serve. She's a defensive specialist, so she'll be working the backcourt. Turner with the dig. And that was Mallory who was able to get the score that time, found an opening spot in the back left court of the Vikings. It's 22-18. Kendall with the serve again. And an ace that time. The crowd goes wild for Kendall. Kendall Wynn, she's a sophomore, 5'5". Good block that time. And the dump over. The set. The spike. Going across court. And Mallory was able to score the point that time too with the cross cut. It is now 24-18. Set point. It's still set point, but it'll be the Vikings serve. Now, Mountain View did take the first set, and they're threatening to take the second set. Let's see what kind of response the Vikings have here. Andisha had her hand over the net that time trying to recover the ball. And the set, the push, the recovery. Let's see if they can push it over. They do. Good save that time. Here comes the set, the spike. And who else? None other than Tessa Hunter. She ended set number one. She'll end set number two. And the Mountain View Spartans take a 2-0 lead over these Palo Alto Vikings. We'll be back for the third set right after this. Welcome back for the third set. Mountain View hopes it's our last set. But it won't be if the Palo Alto Vikings have anything to say about it. The Mountain View Spartans did take the first two sets, end by Staples. Spikes coming from off the hands of Tessa Hunter. But the Vikings, like I said earlier, they have a better record than this Mountain View Spartan team. Overall, the Mountain View Spartans are 5-4. The Palo Alto Vikings actually were in a tournament, so they actually are 13-4. Let me pull up. Getting ready to start the third set here. Crowd starting to get into it. Within the league, Mountain View is 1-1. Palo Alto is 2-1. Los Altos High School is 2-0. Good time. Good find by Miley Kopp that time. Try to say that fast 3 times. Los Altos 2-0, Los Gatos 2-0, Palo Alto 2-1, Mountain View 1-1, Monte Vista's 1-1, Cupertino's 0-2, and Gunn is 0-3. And that's your league standings. First 2 points go to Mountain View in this set. Number 4. Bria Cook, who I think should be just the face of the Spartans. Every time she scores, you can see how much excitement and fight she has in her. Andisha Turner with the serve. Save, pushed over. Palo Alto's ready for it. Cambria Cook once again with the block. Pushing the ball down onto the floor on the Viking side. Point goes to Mountain View, and Andisha Turner is back again. The Mountain View head coach, Dave Wynn, pointing out that the antenna was a little bit off there. The referees fix it up, blow the whistle, and we're ready to go. Into the net that time. So whoever wins this game will take third place in the De Anza League, Santa Clara Valley De Anza League, varsity volleyball. Following Los Altos and Los Gatos, who are both 2-0 in the league. Another ball in the net means it's score for Mountain View. Their serve, and that was Kendall Wynn serving. She's gonna serve it up again for me. See if we can get it right this time. Kendall wins, back to serve. Barely over the net. That's 1, 2 touch, 3 touch, goes over. Deisha Turner tried to save that one. Mallory was not ready for the ball to be back in her face. It was blocked, a really good block that time by Palo Alto. Something they haven't done a lot of in this game. They need to work on their blocking here. Risha to back to serve for Palo Alto. Palo Alto with the ball, needs to get it over. The set, the spike. That spike just bounced right off of Jessa Watanabe. Bounced a little too hard off her chest. Flew out of bounds. Lydia Weeks back to serve for Mountain View. Score is 6-2. Mountain View's already on their way. The head coach for Mountain View trying to get his substitutions in as soon as possible here. Amy Tomander comes into the game. There's David Wynn. Seemed like we're not ready for the serve. Palo Alto needs to be set into their places before the serve can go. Now the referee gives her permission to go ahead and hit the ball. Point Palo Alto. That's going to be 7-3. Mountain View still with the lead, but it's not a commanding lead. Let's see what Palo Alto can do to respond here. Good jump serve that time by Hannah. Here's Min with her spike. And Deisha, here comes Tessa with the attack and the spike and the point. She's a tough one to beat. Back to serve. Crowd favorite, Alex Sakamoto. That'll be an ace. Referee, I think he thought he was playing too. He almost caught that ball there. Alex Sakamoto back for another serve. Mountain View's got a 9-3 lead. Palo Alto head coach Chris Crater is going to have to call a timeout now, or at least very soon. Timeout. Saw it coming. He doesn't want his team to get too far down. This is the third set we are in. It is 10-3 Mountain View. We're going to be right back right after this timeout. Back here in Mountain View, California at the Chester F. Awald Memorial Gymnasium. One of my favorite places to do KMVT sports. I am happy to be with you guys tonight on this glorious night. Alex Sakamoto is going to go ahead and serve up for us, except for there's going to be a conversation first between the ref and David Wynn, the head coach. Can't really tell what the conversation's about. But Indisha Turner's running back and forth between the head coach and the ref just to figure out what's going on. Okay. Indisha Turner's settling for people here. She's settling the feud going on. And that was actually an error on the part of Mountain View, which Palo Alto scores. They hit the serve. 10-4 now, Palo Alto. Make that 11-4 because of a beautiful hit that time. Got a substitution. Miley Kopp's coming back in. Tessa Hunter. Back to serve. That ball goes into the net, and it'll be point for Mountain View. An 8-point lead at this point. And getting to the point, Mountain View has been taking over this game. Barely over the net. With two blockers in front, there was nobody home right behind him, which is where the ball fell after it went off the hands of Indisha Turner. Back to service, Sophie. Let's see, Sophie Mize. This Palo Alto team has several Sophies. Coming in to serve, Mia Delgo. Serves into the net, and it's going to go right back over to Palo Alto. Hannah Ruwan will come in and serve for Palo Alto. And we're ready to play. Mountain View just could not get the ball where they wanted it to be, and nobody dove for it. So, point goes over to the Vikings. It is now 13-7 with Hannah serving it. Looked like Tessa Hunter was not ready that time. She's going to take a breather while number 2, Vanessa Pan, comes in for the first time for the game on the Mountain View side. Hannah back to serve again. Point Mountain View. As Miley Kopp, one of the strong hands for Mountain View, was able to get the ball over the net off of a blocker. Turner's now back to serve. Good dig. Finding the open hole is Turner, as she takes a step back. A little dangerous for those for the backcourt to be moving all the way up to the front court, but it worked out for Mountain View that time. They left the open hole in the backcourt, but you're still 7 points ahead, so you're happy if you're Mountain View. And head coach David Wynn is not going to be calling a timeout if he doesn't have to. That's not to say he's happy. His team did not score right there. And the look of disappointment on his face. Anika Chapman with the serve that time. She saves it, serves up for Palo Alto. Do believe that is Cambria Cook. Who was able to spike the ball as a blocker. Getting her hands way up there. Let's see. Cambria Cook is 5'11". She would be, her and Miley Kopp are the two tallest on this team. That point will go to Palo Alto as Risha comes back to serve. Risha Suvarna. Cambria Cook hit that one straight into the net. Came at her at a weird angle. Point goes to Palo Alto. The Vikings will be serving it up one more time. And maybe another time as Mallory hit that one into the net. Mountain View wants to take a timeout now as Palo Alto is climbing right back into this game. It is 16-12 in the third set here in Mountain View. We'll be right back. Back to Mountain View, California. We have Risha for the Palo Alto Vikings ready to serve as the Mountain View team gets back onto the court. The refs look at each other, blow the whistle, and we're ready for game time. The set, the spike, the block. Point Palo Alto. They are pretty excited about that one. They really are trying to climb back into this game. Down by 3. At one point, they were down by 8. And that one was a little too hard. I'm sure Risha would want that one back. She was having a good old time racking up points for Palo Alto. Back to serve for Mountain View this time is going to be Lydia Weeks. Great serve. Palo Alto was not ready to cover that time, and Lydia Weeks gets the ace. Mountain View goes up by 5. Lydia Weeks back one more time. Weeks to Turner, to Hunter, to a blocker. I do believe that blocker's name was Niama Green. Niama Green is at 6 feet tall, making me feel short. There she is again, trying to get the ball over. And she hit that one a little too hard that time. Or excuse me, that was Taylor Zeman who hit the ball a little too hard that time. Taylor Zeman comes up front as Alex Sakamoto pulls back, and now we have a timeout. Awesome. Well, we have 19-14 here in the third set, and we're going to be back to see how close we can get to the end of this game right after this. Back here in Mountain View, California. Alex Sakamoto back to serve. Point Mountain View that time. Had a couple blockers up there, but I believe that ball went right into the net. So Alex Sakamoto will come back one more time and see what she can do on this jump serve. I assume it's going to be a jump serve. Every one of her serves seem to be a jump serve. Yep. Good recovery. Blocked, recovered, the set, the pushover. Lydia Weeks with the save, the set. And of course, who other than Tessa Hunter gets the point for Mountain View that time. It's now 21-14. Mountain View's back up by 7, in control. And Alex Sakamoto's back for the serve. Disha Turner, normally the setter. She had to recover, and it was set up by Lydia Weeks. And that time the spike came from the setter, Disha Turner. She gets the point. Mountain View is now 22-14, back up by 8. And back to serve is Emma Zhang. So I see some of her first action in this game. A little trickery there by Palo Alto. Another score, and Mountain View bench goes crazy. It's 23-14. They have a commanding lead. They're now up by 9. Here in the third set, they've won the first 2 sets. We're getting close. I don't want to jinx anything. I may have, just because that one went right directly into the net. Palo Alto needs to catch fire now in order to get back in this game. Point, Mountain View. As I stated earlier, this is a younger team on the Palo Alto side. Mountain View has a lot more seniors who've all been working together for the past couple years. They're a very polished team, but Palo Alto does have a better record, so we'll see if Mountain View can hold on to this lead. Good volley this time. Here comes the spike from Turner. Barely inside. They're going to take the set. It's 25-15. That's game, set, match. Mountain View Spartans upsetting these Palo Alto Vikings. And that's going to do it for us today. What a great game. I'm so glad you guys were here with us at KMVT Sports. My name is Josh. I want to thank the camera crew, Breen Wynn. I want to thank Robin Frank. And, of course, that guy back in the truck pushing all the buttons. His name's Jacob Peterson. He's directing this. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you all. Please have a great night. Thank you.